Hey there, folks. Welcome back. It's Workers and Resources. Hope you're having a great day. I'm building more rail. I've got a little bit more rail to build over here on this side of town. And at that point, then pretty much all of our rail will be spent further away from Charlevinsk. So at this stage, we've got a couple extra rails coming in down here. And it's to facilitate an expansion to my heating system. So we have a heating plant going in here with aggregate storage for coal and, of course, the train unloading. And then all of this is being built to facilitate that. Once this rail is done, because this is coming all the way from Charlevinsk, right? Once this is done, I've got an amendment to make into this area, which will connect up here as a loop with this. And from that point, I think we're pretty much done with rails in this area. And then all of our rails will be facilitated out this way. So we'll end up moving our rail construction yard depot maybe over into this area just to kind of get it closer. But until then, I still have rails to build over there. So the first, I want to say 10 minutes or so of this video, whatever this timestamp right here is going to be updates on construction. There's a lot of construction happening right now, and I want to walk you through what I'm planning. And then after that, we're going to take a look at nuclear and start setting up, talk about at least, and set up the construction for that stuff. So if you're not interested in some of the updates that I'm doing to better my situation and you just want to get to nuclear, here's the timestamp for you. Okay, so yeah, heating expansion happening there. We're then going to take a rail all the way around. This is almost done, passenger train station, and that's going to hook up students to the rail network so that we can bring students from around and get them in here. We have 2 universities now, 2 technical universities. Very nice. We should probably come up with like specific names for them instead of, you know, like Croft-Kalash Technical University made sense. And I guess the 2, maybe what we'll say is that this is all the technical university and it's just separate buildings. You know, you have like different halls and stuff, right? So that's what that is. We got some buildings and stuff going in here. Students are living here. This one's almost done. And yeah, it's up and running, so it's nice. The last bit of research we need to do, I'm going to do it here because there's more people there, is advanced engineering. It will allow me to build assembly halls where I'll be able to construct my own vehicles from components, and my republic will become much more independent. That's the final research to do, so we're going to prop that. And then after that, that's it. So it's just about making smart people over here from that point on. I want to get a rail bridge to go across this. So I'll probably end up putting that in later. For now, I think I'm just going to prompt some construction of a rail, maybe out to about here. And then we'll set up the bridge that will take them around. That bridge will come over through here, cross to that side of the road, and then come all the way through around here. At least I think it will. Yeah, because I think I'd rather have the rail coming through this way than I would here, only because I want other types of buildings and stuff to surround the capital. And to be connected to the circle road surrounding the capital. I'd rather not have the passenger train station be right here. However, a giant passenger train station to be here, a giant one. Yeah, it's just a train platform. It's fine. We'll probably have that go right here, so it's close enough to the capital and all the surrounding stuff. And this is probably where we'll put it, I'm going to say. So I'm just going to mark this as kind of something that goes in maybe right about here. And that will add that to the construction list for the helicopters and stuff too. Speaking of which, if you're interested, we don't actually have anything done over here yet. I have been letting it run a little bit, but you can see the date. It hasn't been that long. We're up to 700 and almost, oh, look at that. Yeah, 770,000. Nice. Exports are doing good. They're about to get a lot better. So this oil, right? All the oil and stuff that we were working on, all of these pump jacks and stuff, you see they're a lot more numerous in the areas. That's because we're trying to take bigger advantage of the resources. So as you saw in the previous little bit there, we're taking a look at all of these different areas, and we're adding multiple pump jacks in here. Even though they're not like 90% or 80% pump jacks, they're positioned to where, you know, 35, 40% here and there, but you end up getting the whole deposit. And that's a big thing. I've done some play testing in a sandbox save. If you're interested in seeing that, I could show it to you, but it's not that exciting. I've done some experimentation with a custom sandbox save to test what the limitations of these pipes are, all the oil pipes and stuff. So let's take a quick look all the way. Actually, I'll just show you now, right through here. So you can see we have other construction happening right here. This is another pump jack going in. There's another pump jack going in right here. Another one, actually that's a gas station, my bad. But pump jack's right here, right? So we have other pump jacks being constructed through here. So tons of stuff being built at the same time. All the construction yards are working on it. And I think actually these construction offices should start referencing, yeah, I don't have this done yet, hang on. So these guys are still going to Charlabinsk to get their mechanical components. Soon they're going to be going, you know, over here to get their asphalt and concrete and stuff. But for now, I really do need them to be able to get mechanical components and electrical components from here. So I'm going to select that as the source for that stuff. And then same thing here. I want you guys to be referencing this building to do it. And, you know, I could probably spread this out. Yeah. Why not just have you guys reference 2 different buildings? That's fine too. So construction offices can get going on what they're going to do a little bit faster. But this oil refinery bit here, and I sort of corrected this with, you know, these different tanks and stuff that are going to help us in doing this. That's inspired me to look at all my oil deposits and change it up and actually take advantage of all of them. Initially, I didn't know what the pump rate, the pump limit on these pipes was. And so I wanted to investigate it, right? So you can see currently we're doing 0.11 tons of oil through this one. That's what basically this one pump jack that's at 95% is doing, okay? So a 95% pump jack, 0.114. When we add all of these up together, they're all using the same deposit. They're all gonna get shoved into the same piping network, which is what happens with the pumps that are happening over here. They all come in, these ones here, they all come in, and they all end up in the same location. Same thing with these other pipes down here. They all make their way to the same pumping network, which ultimately results in here. So currently we're pumping 0.75 tons of oil through this. And this is splitting its source using priorities. It's splitting it up between these 2 tanks. The thing is though, 0.7 is nothing. It's actually nothing. I thought maybe 1 ton was that's a nice round number, if you will, to make it the limit for the pipes. It's not. No, it's 10.5 tons. 10.5 tons of oil is the maximum that can pump through a single pipe. And so we have a lot of expansion to do, and therefore I'm dropping a whole bunch of pump jacks and pipes and stuff. So when that's all said and done, we will be able to really kick up lots and lots of fuel all the time. Up until now, Charlabinsk oil refinery has been balanced to where it produces enough fuel for me to provide fuel for all my vehicles, but it doesn't consume too much oil so that I lose oil and don't have enough for my power plant, right? Well, that's going to change. We're going to have so much oil coming in now that I'm not going to be worried about that, and I can start getting more workers in here, because right now I'm limiting the number of workers, and honestly, just because of where everybody has to work, they're not even filling this up. So I need a lot more workers to go into here to really make more money. And that's ultimately the reason why my train, I explained this in the comment, and this is kind of directed to somebody. They'll know who they are, but I've already kind of responded, but I'm letting everyone else know. The reason why I haven't upgraded this train, why I'm not making modifications and making it longer and all that stuff, is because if I export too much fuel, I won't have enough to provide for my vehicles. If I make more fuel, I'll consume too much oil, and then I won't have enough oil for my power plant. So this is all a balancing thing. And that's why that train is still like my first ever train, and it can't travel very fast. 80 kilometers an hour is not slow, and most of this rail is wooden rail anyway, so even if I upgraded this, I wouldn't be able to travel faster than that anyway, because I made this wooden rail. So yeah, I can upgrade the rail, but it's expensive and it's not worth it. Once we get rid of this, and once we replace this, which is what we're going to talk about, what we're going to replace it with today, well then I don't have to worry about consuming too much oil. So then I can just go ham on export for fuel. I can drop another oil refinery here. I could, I'm not going to. I might drop it over here though. This is like a mountain, but I might be able to terraform and flatten this down a little bit. I might drop it there, or I could like basically tear all this stuff out and drop it here to have 2 of them. But there's not enough people for that to matter right now. So realistically, I think what we have right now with this arrangement over here with this is probably good enough. And if I want to export more oil, which I kind of do, you know, a fuel, I'm sorry, I could always make another refinery here because it's like this nice plot where I could just do that. And then hook it up to the rail network here and just have that train expand exactly how long it is and just have that train go back and forth if it wants to as well. Because the rail network is set up to where, you know, as we talked about earlier, it's set up for expansion and it's set up to where it will work no matter how many trains I add to it. At least that's what I'm trying to set it up for anyway. Okay, I think I've basically covered all of like the little construction projects I'm working on. Obviously, there's a ton of them. I am thinking of, as you can see, I'm making a passenger train here. I don't know if I showed this before. This is a cargo train station. This is meant to bring stuff in here for these guys, provide for their needs. But then there's a passenger train station to get passengers to send them on their journey towards other places, right? And we're absolutely going to have a journey towards other places. So this interchange here is going to change. It's going to become a 4-way interchange. Okay, right now we have this T junction, but that's actually going to end up being 4-way, which is why I haven't built this road any further, because I'm not entirely sure if I actually built it a little bit too far, but I wanted this to be, I didn't want this to be like this rounded thing, right, where you have a straight road going off a curved road. We've done that a lot, and I don't really like the way it looks. So in order to do that, you have to make the road a little bit further than you need and then go. But in any case, it's fine. We're going to have this rail is going to end up kind of curving that way and taking him over here. This, also, there's another pump jack sitting over here. I marked it because I didn't want to search for oil. So that's been sitting there since like the very first video, and it's not hooked up because there's another oil source right here that we could take advantage of later if we want to. All right, let's talk nuclear. Welcome back, timestamp people. So now I want to be upfront. This is a more complicated setup than a lot of other things. So there might be some things here I don't quite set up right, but we have time to fix them because construction takes a while, and you can see there's a lot of pending construction. So here is the nearest reasonable uranium source for me here. You can see this little blip up here. That's actually across the border. So I can't use that one. There's this one over here too, which is closer to Chelyabinsk. Could use that, but I would like to keep it more over here. Most of the stuff we're going to be powering is over here anyway. The only advantage to sending it and doing this whole setup on this side is because of 2 outputs for power. But the thing is, I don't really care about the cost of running this whole thing over here. So, like, I don't care. I can also send ships to the NATO border and like both sides here. So I can sell things either way on this river. So I'm going to use this source as my main source. And let's take a look really quick. So the uranium mine can produce at most 0.75 tons of uranium ore per worker per day. So at most, we're going to get 75 tons of uranium ore per day. However, the source of uranium here is kind of on the water a little bit. I don't think it's really that much of a deal. Like, we're right here and we're getting pretty much that entire zone anyway. So I don't think going deeper into this is going to make much of a difference. So I'm just going to take and leave this right about here, like right where I can, right? It just kind of like, yeah, 42%. So this is going to be where our uranium mine is, right? It's changed the name to Chamuasek. Chamuasek. Somebody had a really cool name. I'm going to use this because we're going to have a little city over here, right? We're going to have a little town in this little area. And actually, you know what? If this is the only place where this area is, then I kind of want the name for this to be over here. So I'm going to wait on that because the name I'm going to use, very clever. The name I'm going to use is probably for the town, not so much where the reactors and stuff are. So this is the uranium mine. The uranium mine needs to have the uranium ore be sent to storage. So we're going to use a large aggregate storage for that. And I probably want to position this to where I could potentially expand it later with other mining sources. So I'm going to put this maybe over about here. I'm going to leave enough space to where I could potentially put a walking path or road or something like that with an engine and lift it up and stuff later. I'm kind of hoping. In fact, why don't I maybe, just as a marker, put down a little road right here, just so the belt will kind of try to hopefully react to that. Where is it? Right, storage? Yeah, large aggregate storage. Can I get that to react to that or no? No? So you're not going to connect if I put a road down? You'll do it way over there, though. Oh, right. Well, that's not where the road is. Right, of course. All right. Well, that's not going to work then. Never mind. Goodbye. We'll just make do with it at the time. If it happens, we'll tear it down and we'll put an engine in and it'll be fine. So we're going to put storage, I think, right about here. We can spread this out a little bit. We don't need to be super close. We got lots and lots of space. So this feeds storage here. From the ore, we're going to then convert that ore into uranium oxide. This is going to take another 85 workers or so. So we want this building to feed directly off of the storage. We also have factory connections here, which is interesting. I'm not sure how to use those right now. How are those going to be helpful to me? I guess we'll figure it out. Let's put this building facing about here so that I can still use that road. And the factory connection will be the one that's on that side that we're going to hopefully probably use. So we'll go about like, let's go a little bit further out, about here. All right. So this is why it's a little bit different for this process. For nuclear, once you get to uranium oxide, you start having to convert it again to another intermediate resource called UF6. This is irradiated. This is hazardous to people's health. It's going to have a lot of pollution. You don't want this. You don't want people living near this stuff, okay? It's a lot worse than living near a coal plant, right? But this is stored in containers. Like, you can't just have it out, right? You got to put this thing in radioactive protected containers. So that's what this is. 4 tons of radiation protected containers can go in the export path for this. So I want this first to be brought into a storage because we need to store the uranium oxide. That has to be from an open storage. We need to store the uranium oxide. Now there's a rail connection to this storage and I'm going to use it. So I'm thinking, ooh, I could use it on this side. I could use it on this side, but I'd like to use both of these, I think. Yeah. So I'm going to use this rail connection probably if I need to transport it somewhere else. Otherwise, I'm going to use it just for the next step. I just don't know where I'm going to place. What's the next step for this? Uranium conversion plant is the big one here. This needs to draw off storage, though. There's a lot of factory connections here. I kind of like that, but I'm also a little bit terrified. Like, why do you need so many connections? Yikes. Now, this uranium conversion plant is also going to need chemicals as well. We're combining uranium oxide and chemicals together for this. So I think what I'm going to do is we're going to have probably this building will feed into... okay, I got it. This building is going to feed into the open storage here. We're going to want a rail connection here too. So I think the storage is going to be about like this. This is very tight, isn't it? Super tight. Right about like this. And then I think we'll put up another storage. Risky. Ew. Quite risky, but needed. Unless you can't store. So another warehouse here then. So this storage will be a warehouse. And we're going to have to connect this somehow with the rail network. God, that's tough. Well, we could put it here. I don't know how my roads are going to look. This is going to be a little bit weird. Well, let's assume for a moment that we put this storage about here. Okay, let's just spitball this and say we go about like this. If we do that, then for this one, we need to be able to connect to both. And it looks like there is a way to do that. Yeah, this is what I want. So The problem with this, though, is that the rail access is going to get cut off on that side because I can't put the rail that close. So we're going to have to come in with the train on the other side. Thankfully, I've got some room for that, and I think it's going to be fine. So we're going to place this building, I think, right about here. Yeah. Okay. Oh, this is totally... It looks disorganized, but this is how this stuff has to be set up, kind of. Unless you want to move things around with trucks and stuff, and I don't. So, from the mine, through the conveyor belt, no trucks, to storage. Storage feeds processing, no trucks, because it's a conveyor belt. Factory connection automatically puts it in storage. It's a push out to the storage. So there we go. And we'll have it sitting there. This factory will pull it from the storage into here. Shouldn't need any forklifts or anything like that. If for some reason we do, I've got some room. And then we need a place for trains, man. Like I need to figure out the train situation. So if I was to go about like this, let's say I come out and then, I mean, it's gonna have to be something like way out here, right? Yeah. So it's gonna have to be like way like that. And then you are gonna have to connect somehow. Okay, actually that is preferred. Oh yeah, super preferred. There we go. Okay, figured out the rail. Done. Now we have all these road connections too, which we're gonna need them because we definitely need to protect it from fires. So I think we're gonna bring you out here. You know, to be honest, I think we just go straight across this. Yeah, let's just go. This is easier. If I just go straight across like this, then I can connect you there, and I can connect you over like this. Hey, can I have a straight line? Is that possible? No? Wow, you are a real piece of work. Oh, yeah. There we go. All right, so roads in, rails in. Okay. So this is also like to get chemicals and stuff too, right? And you know what I think I can do here is this could output that way, but I don't think I want it to because we need this to output, right? And the output's gonna have to be on this side probably. So once you've got what is it called? Sorry, I'm not up to the lingo on this, but UF6. So once we've converted this and we've got UF6, we can only store 4 tons of it internally here. We're going to have to store more of it somewhere else. And I don't believe any of our current storages can store it because this is going to be containers. And I don't think the open storage will do this. I could be wrong, but I think we need a container loading facility because these are containers. I want to say the same thing that would load cars. Oh, maybe it's this. Oh, it's storage is for containers. Yeah. So we need to treat the containers just like vehicles, right? That's what I get from this. The containers are basically treated like vehicles. You need a flatbed to move them and all that stuff. I plan to ship them. I plan to use boats here. I like this river. But I think this is what I need. A container or a space for vehicles, container large. And this has a rail connection too. Ooh, look at this. Wait, can we? Oh, if I could, yes, I think I can. I think I can. All right, so I was hoping to continue the rail. If I can do that, I can continue the rail right there. Yep. I can continue this rail. So hang on. This changes things a little bit. You can have 2 trains doing different things. I like this. So we can take this rail and just go bop. That's no big deal. And then we have the container factory connection. Boom. All right. So presumably the workflow works a little bit like this. Mine, storage, processing, storage for chemicals as we bring them in. Then we convert them, UH6. That stuff gets outputted to this storage, which stores the highly radioactive material. Okay? Following along? Good. Next step of the process. There's another process. That's why it's complicated and very expensive. Look how much stuff, like, look how much expensive this is. This is 400,000 if I was to build it. There's another 46, 291. This is almost 800,000, and given our distance with the delivery fees and stuff, it probably would be. So, like, this is expensive stuff. But that does not compare to how expensive nuclear fuel is. Nuclear fuel is very expensive. If you take a look at the global market, current prices on the global market, and we go to the second page, nuclear fuel is 318,000 rubles per ton. To buy it from NATO is 416,000 per ton. It's expensive. We could output this if we're overproducing it, but given the power plant I've chosen to do, I don't think we're going to be overproducing it, and I'll tell you that in a second. So nuclear fuel fabrication is the final step. This is going to pull in the UF6 as well as chemicals. So that chemical storage right there, yeah, we are going to be pulling off of it with this building too, which is why we're doing it here. You see, it all comes together. So the road connection's on that side, and this is going to be on this side. Yep. So we're just going to angle this a little bit, and it's going to go about like this. I think, I don't know this, so I might be wrong, and that's fine. I welcome being wrong when I'm wrong. I believe, I'll use that word, that doing it like this, if I spread it out a little bit more, just for walking path's sake, I believe that setting all of this up has the entire process truckless, because production buildings will pull from storages that are directly connected with a factory connection. Likewise, they will push their export to storage that's directly connected with a factory connection. So I believe we now have a situation where we go from mine to complete nuclear processing without a truck. I believe. And I hope I'm right on that. And then we have storage for this highly radioactive crap, which we don't want anyone to be near, but we're going to do it here. And then the town is going to be like way over here, probably near this lake and stuff. Maybe they can, I don't know, go swimming. Their kids can go swimming in the potentially radioactive water. Okay, so from this point, we have, I believe, everything we need for setting this up. Let me let the clock run here. Got a lot of construction. Let this thing run. So we all done nuclear fuel, okay? And at maximum, which is not that unreasonable amount of workers. One thing I should do here, before I get too crazy on where this rail is, one thing I really should do is get a passenger train station here. And you might as well use the train platform. I think we're going to put it right over here. Although that's pretty far away. Like, I want them to be able to walk to work. Maybe right in here. There's going to be a lot of bridges, though. Over top the factory connections and stuff. Although this is a road. And because this is a road, I can get a walking path in here. Straight from there. Hang on. There's a walking path right there. Okay, walking path. Whoa, 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 whoa. Walking path here. I'm just marking them so I know where they are. There's a walking path here, which would have to be a bridge over this, which is doable, I think. If I was to do that, can I bridge this? I believe that's doable. Like this. Yeah, that we would go in about like so. Yep, that's doable. Good. And then path goes like that. Okay. This one might be able to go underneath the conveyor belt. Possible? It is possible. Underneath the conveyor to here. Okay, good. This one would then meet up with this one all the way to the road. Good. Okay, so we have walking paths to all of those places. The mine can go through this. Yeah, easily can go through this belt, no problem. So we'll build all of those too. And then I guess the passenger train station in that case could be located right in here. I don't think 600 is... Let me correct that. I think 600 is enough, but I'm going to do the big one because I can. That's it. That's the only reason. Because I can. So we're going to do the big one right over here. Actually, my problem with doing this, though, is that if I want to expand, because there's another source for uranium. over, where is it? Here. There's another source for uranium right over here. And it looks like a giant blob on the map, kind of, but it's not that big. It's bigger than what I have, though. It's 65%. So there's a chance that I might want to bring people over here to work. You know, it's 100 workers. We also have another one over on this side here, which is kind of spotty, but it can work, and it's about as good as the one I'm already using. And then the last one is a little bit further away, and it's over here, and, you know, again, pretty spotty. So reasonably, if we needed to expand, and we may, because I'm building the big one, 65% here is a pretty good spot. So I'd probably want to do it something like this. 65, 66. Yeah, so I probably want it to be about here. And in that situation, I'm not going to build this, but I'm marking it anyway, because it's going to put a name there. In the event that I want to expand to that side, I'll probably want conveyors, or just the train to bring it, I suppose. But to get it over here, which is going to be very expensive to do with conveyors, so probably a train. It'd be very expensive to do it there too. Maybe a widow boat, if there's like a small cargo port, right? Might be able to do it with a little boat. Maybe we go with a small harbor. Oh yeah, totally could do that. Like a little small harbor here. Bring the ore over here. And then that ore could get dumped off in another small little harbor right here. Or right next to the mine. Yeah, right here. Oh, totally could. Absolutely. And then from there, well, we want to feed it into that, right? I want to feed it into storage, to be honest. This doesn't have one of those conveyor belt things, though. I'd have to go with... Oh, a harbor for aggregate unloading. This is even better. Yes. Does it fit here? I mean, with a little bit of terraforming and stuff, it will totally fit there. Then we can bring it from the other sources and just have it dumped into that storage right away. Would be very convenient. So I don't think I want to bring the passenger train in here. So where am I bringing it? I guess since all these are all connected already, I could bring the passengers here. And then they could walk over. I think they could fit. You know what? I think that would probably be a good compromise. If I brought 1,500 passengers to here, right in front of this building, like right here, could they make it to the mine? I don't know. I don't want to put it right behind this processing, though. If I put it out here, I worry that it's too far away. So maybe it's better to do it here. Possibly. It's unimportant until all this is built. But you see the plan. Okay, you got the plan. Good. So this is going to output nuclear fuel. Oh, and before anyone says it, like, yeah, I'm like kind of bouncing all over the place here. But okay, there's a difference between, I'm just responding to comments. There's a difference between being, excuse me, indecisive and walking you through my mindset and letting you into my head, right? Every single person who plays games like I do, the type of genres, these creative games where there's flexibility in how you play and you could do literally, everybody plays differently, right? Every single person who's playing games like that are doing exactly what I'm doing. Their brain is all over the place. They're flighty all over the place. They're thinking through how they want to do it, weighing their options. And I could just tell you what I discovered, but then you lose the process, right? And for new players especially, that process and how things could work is very important, I think. And because it's my channel, that's how it's going to be done. So just as a blanket thing, if you spend any other time here after this series, if you watch any other video of mine, just know that this is not like a little rabbit that just can't figure out how he wants to do it. This is a little rabbit that is actively figuring it out and is sharing the process of figuring it out with you. And that is what every single person in the world does. The only difference is you don't have to speak it out loud, and I am. So just letting you know that right now. Because that is just like, that's like the most common I guess, critique, I suppose, so far during this channel, during this series. And it's just like, dude, do you not know how this works? Like, do you not know how video creation is done? I guess. I mean, there's different styles. You could have a highly edited thing with post commentary if you want, but I just choose not to do it that way. That's just not my thing. So, twin nuclear reactor. Now, Daddy's at the kitchen table. He's mad. Why is he mad at me? I'm sorry. I just had to say it, man. Twin reactor nuclear power plant. This is going to consume at maximum production 0.08 tons of nuclear fuel. Okay? Now, it's relatively clean, except for the part where it also exports nuclear waste. We need to get rid of that waste. So this thing is a monster because it's going to power everything. There's no way we exhaust all this. 9,300 megawatt hours of power here. Okay, there's just no way. Look at all those high outputs. Now, there's also a couple of other things you might notice. New ports you've never seen before so far. Those little black arrows. That is for cooling pipes because the twin reactor needs to be hooked up to cooling towers. You got to keep the thing cool or you get meltdowns, right? You don't want to do that. So it requires that process. And the cooling towers are pretty pricey too. Cooling towers all by themselves are $420,000 each. And the power plant's a $2 million facility. So this stuff is expensive, okay? This is a very big thing. That's why we did not start with it. So I'm looking for how I can get direct access to the fuel that has been output by this fabrication facility. And that's why I need another one of these vehicle container storages. I don't know if it's required to have another one though, because I can't imagine a situation where we have enough what is it? I never remember what that is. UF6. I keep wanting to say UE6. I cannot imagine a situation where you have so much UE6 in here that it fills up to the point where we just don't have any nuclear fuel or room for it, right? I just can't imagine that being the case, especially if we are using this reactor near its full capacity, which we never will. So in that case, I don't really need anything else other than that storage. This will push it back over there and store it. So we're going to set this up to where... Well, to where it's not in the way of the rail, first and foremost. And then I also am going to need the... I don't want it to be in the way of the rail, but I need the cooling stuff to happen too. So I guess what we'll do is we'll put it as far out as we can, but still having a good connection. That will be about here, I guess. The road is on the right side, but we need the cooling towers over there as well. And then we need 2 separate road networks. Combine that with the need to also have the rail going through there, and we have a little bit of an issue. So why don't we take... I'm not getting in the way here, am I? No. Why don't we do that stuff first? So the rail is going to cut as sharp as it can in this direction. Sharp as I'm allowed to. About there. And we'll just take it this way for now. And then the road... We're going to cut that as sharp as we're allowed to as well. Curve it right around as much as we can, close as we're allowed to, right about there, and stretch it that way. Okay, so that gives me the space to place this nuclear plant, but not block that road because we're very close to that, and for the rail connection as well. So let's see if we can get that connected while still having that. It looks like we can. It's flickering at me, so I think we can. Let's just figure out where. I would really like this to be straight with the whole facility. Like I don't want it to be at an angle. I want it to be real nice and straight. But I may not be able to have what I want because it's all about that connection. I need that connection, and it looks like I have to rotate in order to get it, which I guess is just the way I have to live with it. Right about here. Yeah. Yeah. Hold left mouse button to flatten terrain. Oh, I don't have an excavator. You suck. Up until now, I haven't needed one. Okay, well, this is okay. This is where we can place it, okay? I don't have the free excavator right now just because it's so busy. Like, everything is so busy with other construction. but I think this is where we'll place it. And from there, right, we'll have power for everything. The entire map can be powered by this, right? It's just going to be nuts. So from that point, assuming we place this here, we're going to need cooling towers. I'd really like to set that up, though. Like, can I please just do this? Can you just let me do it, game? I have free excavators, okay? I thought I did. Don't I have free excavators? Should I just build a construction office and do it? I mean, if I built a construction office here, what was it, like 21,000, and then I buy one excavator, and then I can do it, right? It's probably worth it. I would say it's probably worth it. I don't need to be. Well, we're gonna have a road out this way anyway. So why don't we just build it right about, like, I don't know, out here somewhere? I'm just gonna do it, man. Let's make sure we untick that box and get all of these plans put in. The roads, the rails, and the walking paths as well. All right, so none of that stuff's going to be accidentally built with rubles. Good. From here, we're going to take and just make one excavator, 25 grand. Okay, no big deal. Now that we have that excavator, can I drop this in now? Because it shouldn't have any jobs, so it should be freed up, right? So let's see if we can get this to... I might have built it too close to where I want my cooling towers. Come on, let me do it. Oh man, I don't think that's gonna let me. Well, actually, I can just do it right here. But I don't know if that actually connects with the path. I guess we can find out. It doesn't auto do it, but it might do it anyway. If I drop you there, can you connect with factory? Come on, do it. God dang it. Ugh. Why? You jerk. You can only do it from a very specific angle, right? You know what we might be able to get away with here? Hang on. If I do this, can you do it now? Well, you're still saying it's too long. Well, that sucks. All right. Well, nope. Bring that road back. Give me that road back. All right, we're just gonna have to place this thing so it auto connects, I guess. That's pretty much the easiest way to guarantee that it works. So I'll have to... I like how it just, like, all of a sudden I can build it without the excavators. Like, it was not even needed, you know? That's just me right there, man. That's just how it goes. Come on. You were doing it earlier. Just let me have it. I mean, it's not the one I was aiming for, but it does work. So, okay, we'll do it here. And we'll flatten and we'll place. There we go. Nuclear it's set up. It's ready to rock, man. I mean, obviously we need to do the construction, but this is the process. And again, I don't think I need trucks. I don't think I even need forklifts. I think the whole thing will just... I mean, obviously we need the trains to bring it in, but that's why I set up such a good train network over there. And we'll be bringing the line this way as soon as the tracks are done from over near Charlebins and stuff. As soon as those tracks are done, we'll move the construction yard over here, and then they can focus on all the stuff that I'm doing over here. And to be honest, I could just build it now. There's not really anything that's stopping me from just building that rail construction yard now, I suppose. I have almost 1 million rubles, which is pretty cool. So, I mean, I could just build it. Or get it added to the construction list. Maybe over here. You know? They don't have access to the stuff, though, like the prefab panels and stuff. That's a problem. That's actually one of the things, because I don't have access to the prefab panels. All of that stuff is only brought here, which is great for the construction yards and the helicopters, but that's not so great for rail construction. So I would need to set up some sort of way, maybe for trucks. Probably do one truck, man. One truck whose sole job is to load up prefab panels and take it to a rail construction yard, which I suppose we could probably put right here. And then this rail is going to come off of this intersection and head that way and then go all the way over there. Or I could just do it here. We're sending passengers there, right? So we could have this continue. Maybe both. Why not both? You know, we could do it. All right, fine. Where is it? I've convinced myself. Not train depot. I want rail construction yard. Ooh, you know, I haven't even thought about electric trains yet, but that seems like something we could do. What's a long train depot? Wait, do we have like, can I make a longer? Oh, that's how you make longer trains. Oh. Wait, really? Yeah. Huh. Interesting. That's how I can buy longer trains. I would rather just make my own trains at this point instead of buying them. Because we can build our own trains. All we need is a... I believe it's in the engineering section. We get this railway production line. We could build the production line. We just don't have the resources to support it. Namely, we don't have any aluminum right now. We're not making that yet. We could start collecting it, but we're not making it yet. We haven't needed it yet. Until you start making your own vehicles, you don't need it. So, but we could do that. We could do that. Let's you know, stay on topic at least a little bit here and get the construction yard, which I don't remember where it is. I've been looking for it. I don't know where it is. Right here, rail construction office. All right, so I could put it over here, and then I guess we'll have one truck whose sole job is to... I don't want it over here, but... Yeah, no, I'd rather have it over here. One truck whose sole job is to deliver the raw resources required for train construction, basically. So we'll have this be, I guess, on this side. No, I want the aggregate needs to go that way. Yeah, the aggregate goes this way. So we'll go about here with it. Yep. And then this will inevitably will have the construction train meet up with that side. It can go that way, and it can go that way, and everything is fine. And then for the storages to deliver, I believe it's prefab panels. So we'll want to have small storage is probably okay, to be frank. I don't know about needing a big one. Like once we fill this, I don't need to transport any more, right? So we can have this one go like that. And then we'll need an aggregate storage for gravel and such too, probably. So we'll just have this one connect here. That's probably fine. Should be. Yep. Move it back just a little bit. Yep. Right there. So we can just have trucks doing this to bring it here. I mean, the only other alternative to that is to just have it be auto purchased, which kind of defeats the purpose of having all those resources. So yeah, we're just going to do it this way. So I'll have a truck. Let's have the road. Can you go through here? That'd be awesome. No? You know what? It's fine. It's fine. We'll just curve this around. About there. Curve you around to here. And then we'll have you... I don't want to cross the tracks. I don't want to cross the tracks, but I'm going to have to. So we'll bring you out this way, and then we'll cross you like this. And then we'll come around and connect to this. Here, let's get rid of this line. And just have you cross like that. And then connect you straight there. Okay. So rail construction yard is going to go in here. And then we'll have the storages for that stuff. Figure out a way to get that stuff over in here. I mean, ideally, I don't like trucks doing this. That's my problem, dude. I don't like trucks doing this. If you do the small ones, you have to have trucks doing this. As soon as I laid this, I kept thinking to myself, why am I doing it that way? Because the medium storage has a rail connection, and the large aggregate... Oh, the large aggregate does not. Okay, actually, it does. Actually, it does. In fact, I want to say this small storage could still work the way... Hold on. Hold on here. I think I got it. Yeah, you. What's your factory connections look like? Yeah, so... Here's how we'll play this, okay? I'm going to have this go away. This is going to go away. This road is going to go into here. And then what we'll do is we'll have a rail. We want the aggregate unloading and stuff, right? So we'll have aggregate unloading for trains, which is, you know, really expensive, but all right. We'll go about like this with it. I need it to be over here as far as possible. That's the problem. Because I also need it to deliver the other stuff. So if I did it about like this. Yeah, I could do it about like this. It's really long, but it would work. And then in that storage, we take the train cargo station. And we hook it up with the factory connection, which is... Yeah, it should be right about here. Where'd it go? Oh, come on now. You were there. Yeah, here. We hook it up with this factory connection. Which I think... Ugh, it's so touchy. I want it to be as far over here as I can get, but... Yeah, right about like this. Like that. Cool. Does this rail whip around? It does. Okay, good. And then this one will... I need to be on this side then, right? Yeah. So then this one will come over and then it meets up. Oh, that's cool. Well, no, it needs to be on this side anyway. Not really. If I... Aw. This split right here is awesome. Can I have it there? I can if I do this. I think. If it lets me. This really doesn't need to be a super expensive rail, by the way. That can be wood. It's fine. Like, there's no way the train from here is going to build up enough speed to, like, need that. Like, no way. No thanks. See, now I can do it here, which is much better. Yeah, like that. Like that. Beautiful. Build it. So, from this connection, we have an instant come onto the line and then just merge over, right, from here. So this can merge over and just do it really quick, and then this can just go straight back. I don't have to make any additional rail here. The only difference, or the only thing I do have to do, is to get a signal here just to separate this orange area from the rest of it, right? So I'll need to do a mixed signal here, and that will separate this out. And of course, since I put the signal in, that's going to split this project. So I'll just pay for this one. And now we have the ability for the rail construction yard to do this rail and this rail once this is completed. And this will be automatic resources via train. We'll take that same red train that's been bringing it over here, and we'll have it stop bringing it here. Although I still think it's a bigger priority to bring it here than to, you know, bring it over there. So maybe we'll have you unload, I don't know, 69%, like that game likes to do, on this one. And then the forklifts will take care of it. Then you can take it and go like this over this rail and merge over to this side. And I did not build this with the intention to have cargo this direction. This was supposed to be a passenger line. So I'll have to put another rail in here. So I'll have to reconfigure this. But if you come off of this, or I can just do a separate train, but I don't want to. You're already merging here to go that way. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, you're already merging here to go that way. And if I could get you to the... now I wonder if I can get a rail to go like that. Then you could drop it off here and then go that way if you wanted to, and then you're hooked up and ready to go. That's an idea. Because from here, I think you can get over, right? No. No, I still didn't build it that way. Yeah. Okay, so I'll still need to do it anyway. So I'll take care of that and reconfigure the signals and stuff. But I think we're in good shape here, guys. This has been a very productive video. There's so much construction happening. Like, I can't do anything new until it's built, right? So we let time run. We, you know, maybe we get these helicopters. I can't believe these guys are still not refueled. All right, this distribution center. Where's the one that's supposed to be managing the fuel? I thought it was this one. Yeah, you got cisterns. How come you don't... Oh, you got the shopping center hooked up to you. That's why. Because this one's not done with it yet. I need to get the train. You know what? That's what I should do with this money. I should spend the money on new trains, right? I need to start getting food and clothing brought here. Then I can get this distribution center, this one up and running and working. And then at that point, this will, you know, take all the resources from here and deliver it to the stores. And that frees up this one to do its thing. Yeah. I think temporarily what I'm going to do is just add a cistern to this one. Let's do 9 tons should be acceptable. Yeah, 13 tons. We're not that much different, honestly. We'll take one cistern here, and I'm just going to add a connection. Eventually, these will be hooked up to over here. You know what? This is too much money. I don't care. This is too much money. Okay? Here, you. You have a different purpose in life. Like, I don't want you to... I want you to be here instead. Go there. I think just because helicopters or whatever here, for a little bit, we're just going to auto-purchase this. 81? That's a huge delivery fee. Excuse me? $1.54. I like that much better. We're just going to auto-purchase fuel here. So we'll just spend a little bit of dollars when the helicopters want it, and then we're not spending it all anything else. Otherwise, we're just burning fuel to facilitate that for a little while, and I don't know about that. So I'll just have that go. Okay, that's it, guys. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Please like the video. That helps me out. Makes me feel happy inside and all that stuff. So subscribe if you haven't already. I have to get rails running all the way out here for our new nuclear plant, and then of course the helicopters need connected to do this too. We have this pathetic excavator which could totally do this if it had power, and I'm not gonna spend time putting a wind turbine in here right now next to a power plant. No thanks. Take care. We'll see ya. Bye bye.